Compound sentences are very common in English. You probably say them all the time. So, what is a compound sentence? The definition of a compound sentence is two sentences that are connected with a coordinating conjunction. Well, that makes sense, but we need to know what is a coordinating conjunction. So there are 7 coordinating conjunctions. No more, no fewer. And you might have seen these before. For, and, nor, but, or, yet, so. And people often call these by a word that's formed by the first letter of each of these words. And so we often call them fanboys. Yes, just like a fan and boys. So there's a formula for making a compound sentence with these coordinating conjunctions. And here is the formula. Subject verb, comma, and subject verb. Here I'm using the and, which is one of the fanboys, because it's the most common. But I could also say subject verb, comma, or subject verb. Subject verb, comma, but subject verb. It works the same way. So I'll just call subject verb the SV. That's how I usually write it. So the formula for a compound sentence is only this: SV, comma, and SV. Now, some of these coordinating conjunctions, the fanboys, are a piece of cake. They're easy. So keep in mind this formula: SV, comma, and SV, period. So I'm sure you know the word and it just means addition. So I could have the sentence, my father's from Portugal and my mother is from Massachusetts. In writing, I should have the comma if I have a compound sentence. So that would be my father, which is the subject, and the apostrophe s is short for the verb is. And then I have from Portugal, and that's extra information. Then I have my comma before the fanboy, and then my mother is the subject and is the verb. So this follows the correct punctuation. And the word but, you already know, it means opposition, meaning the opposite. So I can say, I prefer face-to-face classes, but online can be fun too. So keep in mind this comma. Even though this is a grammar rule for punctuation, it can help you in speaking. Again, remember the formula: subject verb, comma, and subject verb. Here are some more of the easy ones. The word or is for opposition or choice. For example, I had to find someone to take care of my mom. So we have subject verb, I had, comma, or subject verb, or I had to do it myself. And we use the word so a lot, which is an effect or a result. The pandemic came, comma, so we all had to learn new skills. We have subject verb, comma, so subject verb, with other information too. Now, those were the easy ones that you've probably used before. But there are some weird ones. And those are for, nor, and yet. For really means because when it is one of the fanboys or the coordinating conjunctions, but we almost never use it. Look at this sentence. I took a class because I wanted to learn more. That sentence is grammatically correct and it sounds normal. However, I can also write this. I took a class for I wanted to learn more. This means the same exact thing as the sentence above it. However, just because it's a coordinating conjunction, one of the fanboys, I have to put in a comma. Also, nobody really speaks like that. In fact, hardly anybody writes like that anymore. You might see it in an older text. So if you just know that this exists for reading, that's good. I would not recommend using it in writing or speaking. Now the word nor is not strange, but its usage is a little bit different than the other fanboys or coordinating conjunctions. Nor really just means negative and. It means this is not true and also that is not true. So the formula is where it gets strange. With nor, you use subject plus helping verb plus not plus verb, comma, nor plus helping verb plus subject plus verb. I don't expect anyone to memorize that or to even study it. It helps to see it in usage to explain it. So here's a compound sentence using nor. I didn't go to UCSF, nor did I attend Sonoma State. So the first part of that sentence is like any other negative sentence you've heard in English. I didn't go to UCSF. There's nothing strange there. So according to the formula, I have a comma plus my fanboy, nor. And then I have a helping verb, did, and then my subject and verb. I attend Sonoma State. So the word nor is negative. It acts like the word not in the second sentence. So we don't need the word not in the second part of the sentence, but we still need a helping verb, and it goes before the subject. So really, the only thing that's different about nor in its punctuation and word order is in the second half, where we have the word nor, we need a helping verb right after the word nor. I hope that makes it easier. And then we have another one, which is just a little bit strange because it can confuse people. We have the word yet as an adverb, such as, I'm not ready yet. But yet is also one of the coordinating conjunctions, one of the fanboys. It means the same thing as but with a little bit more surprise. I could say, I prefer face-to-face classes, comma, but online can be fun too. So here, there's no surprise. So I wouldn't substitute the word yet. But with this sentence, I work 50 miles away from my house, yet I don't have a car. So that might be a bit surprising. You might wonder, then how do you get to work? Well, this actually isn't true. I do have a car. But let's just pretend. I really do work 50 miles away from my house. So it would be surprising that I don't have a car. So I'm going to use the word, yet I don't have a car. It's not incorrect to say, but I don't have a car. But yet is just another word you can use instead of but, as long as it implies that there's just a little bit of surprise. So again, these coordinating conjunctions are often called fanboys, and we have for, which is the F in fanboys, and that means because, but we hardly use that word. If you start using it, it's going to sound strange. We really should just call this and boys. But anyway, we have the very common and, which you know means addition. We have nor, which is negative and it works the same way, but it needs a helping verb. We have but, which you already know, which is opposition. And we have or, which is opposition or choice, another common one. And we have yet, which is just but with some surprise. And so is effect or result. So it's a good idea to vary your sentences in speaking and writing by using 6 of these fanboys. Forget the 4 for now, but you will often see that in grammar classes. And I hope you have fun with writing and speaking with the fanboys. I hope you become a fan of them. Okay, stupid joke. I'm sorry.